let's start with the opening speech from the Prime Minister. You have 3 minutes.
Hello, fellow CUK student. Our team Zoe and Hansu team. I'm Zoe Lim and this is Hansu Lim. It is an honor to be here. We will do our best to make this debate enjoyable. We are proud of this topic. This House asserts celebrities should have more responsibility than general publics. The main argument springs from the influence of celebrities. Celebrities are the readers who have an army of fans that will back them up and dress like them, act like them, and want to be like them. At this point, being a celebrity is a two-way road. Unlike a doctor or a teacher, without fans, celebrities, one couldn't be a celebrity. Fans can only give support, but not getting any influence. Sounds like a very one-sided relationship. For example, celebrities can gather and use their power for charity, and their voices are easily heard. More power means more responsibilities. It comes with the territory, and most of them know what they were signed up for. This concludes our introductory statement.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Any points of information at this point? In opposition, do you have any questions at this point? Okay, we will proceed. Since the opposition team doesn't have any questions, we'll proceed to the opening speech of Leader of the Opposition. Leader of the Opposition, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is my pleasure to stand here. My name is Shin Chan, and she is indeed.
What?
Oh, yes. Thank you for your opinion. I'm pretty sure you guys have really good opinion, but we have kind of different idea. That your idea was if celebrates, fans follow what celebrities do, and they really want to acting like that. And we can even see the change accidents, like some fans follow her, they suicide themselves, but it only affect only fans, not the all over the society. So we don't think that we should not put too much weight to the celebrities, because only fans have more influence than any other people, and this idea, sorry for the pause, and this idea has something wrong about it. We don't care about individual people. We just care about we just care about the celebrities. We just put the weight to the celebrities. Kind of like so in our team we should think about the more individuals, not only the celebrities. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader of the Opposition. Any points of information at this point from the front? Permission, yes.
Yes, he told us about how it only affects fans, not the general public as a whole. But I think the definition of fan can differ depending on each individual. For instance, you might think you are an ardent fan of an artist, but there are some people who listen to them but wouldn't follow them extremely. well, but at the same time they're going to listen to their music, and even though they wouldn't be affected as much as you will be, still they will be in a way affected. So I think it's impossible to segregate the general public and fans to two different groups because they can be mixed at times. And also, I would like to give an information, a piece of information that...
Sorry, member for the government, you're only allowed to ask a question, not make any comments or arguments, right, in terms of points of information. So do you have any questions? Please ask your
That
questions.
was my one and only question for you. Section. Thank you.
Hi, so I would like to just clarify what you're asking. So your question is about can we divide technically the general public and fans, right? In that point, I think yes, it's quite hard to segregate the notion of who's going to be just a general public and who's going to be a big fan or who's going to be followers. But in this point, what we would like to say is actually for fans, they have a very big difference. I think for general public, they're influenced by celebrities, but still though they don't follow their action. They don't follow the celebrities. They think. I usually say that they criticize celebrities and they have their own filters. But for fans, they usually accept all the things about artists or the singers or the celebrities. I think that's a big difference between them. Is it a good question for you? No, sorry.
Thanks for your answer.
Thank you. Okay, now we would have 30 seconds for discussion. And then we will proceed with rebuttals from both teams. As a reminder, please, when you're rebutting, refrain from making new arguments. Okay, now let's proceed with the rebuttal from member for the government. Member for the government, you have 2 minutes.
First of all, we would like to elaborate on what we said in the opening statement, which is that, as you can see from this picture, the first one is a bunch of artists gathered up around to record a charity single. And the picture below is extracted from G-Dragon's Instagram account, which is glorifying Molly, which refers to ecstasy. So we think it's very contradictory for them to use power when it's in their favor, but when they don't feel like, but when they do something for just fun, they will tell us, you shouldn't follow me because I'm not a role model. So as Sophie said, we think it's a very unfair relationship between fans and celebrities, and which I think it's time we stop that. And also, you said that even though you said we're strong will to segregate what celebrities do and not let that affect your lifestyle, I grew up watching this TV show called Hannah Montana. And I knew back then that I thought how did that affect my lifestyle. But we kind of became friends, me and Miley, in my head. And then recently she has changed so much. And I think for me, I was like 18 years old. So for younger girls, I think it'll be harder for them to segregate the reality and what they do. Thank you.
Thank you, member for the government. opposition, you have 2 minutes to rebut.
Yeah, cool. So, in that point, I would like to say another point is like, we actually, actually so far, we didn't consider the social responsibility of individuals, actually. We just blame what celebrities did or did not. But I think we have to consider the effect or the power of individuals' social responsibilities. Like, as an individual, I think the closest relationship of me is, of course, is a family. And let's say, I would explain it. I would give an example. Let's say there is a John Doe and he has a family and he has a parents, but who is really very bad, so they committed a crime. And do you think he would be influenced by the parents more, or he would be influenced by the fan? And what I would like to state here is like, yes, of course, the influence of celebrities, we cannot ignore the power, but we should consider the power of social responsibilities of each individual. And I would say actually the society is consisted of the group of individuals, and what if the individuals they lose their core and they're so out of mind and they think that computer crime is not a big deal, then I think there is a term for that, it's moral hazard. What do you think of that?
Thank you, member, for the opposition. Now, the closing statement will be done by Prime Minister. Prime Minister, you have 2 minutes.
The main point of the opposition part is that they don't follow, fans don't follow their celebrities. But this house disagree, the celebrity disagree your idea and your opinion, and because in a reality, in a practical approach, being celebrity is a tool, as we said before. Fans can only give support, not get any influence. Sounds like a one-sided relationship. And once a fan think celebrity as a friend, fans can think celebrity is no relation with me, or like no relation with me, and I don't have any influence of them. They either can think about that, can think like that. So this house asserts celebrity should have more responsibility than general public. This is our closing statement.
Leader of the opposition, you have 2 minutes to make your closing statement.
Thank you for your idea, and we would like to say that the celebrities is not public officers. They don't get paid from the government, or they don't have any duty for them. The people who has more responsibility than any other people is usually public officers. So we should separate them as just regular people. They're just themselves, and they don't get paid from the government. So we would like to say, celebrities just have the same responsibility as other people. Thank you.
Thank you. Now this is the real conclusion of the first debate. Thank you, teams. Let's start our debate. Prime Minister, you have the opening speech for 3 minutes.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hyung-ji Kim, and I'll be representing our teams on the statement on the topic of economic wealth is very important in marriage. Wealth is an important factor that we cannot ignore in our lives. Marriage is a combination of two families, foundation of society, and it produces new generation. However, in today's society, adequate amount of wealth is necessary. This adequate amount of wealth provides us with opportunities. Therefore, if a couple does not have this adequate amount of wealth, family cannot function properly, leading to despair such as divorce. If marriage is the foundation of today's society and the production of new age, wouldn't divorce be a huge loss for all of us? Also, in marriage, usually couples decide to have a baby. Although newborn is blessed to a family, it also means a huge burden to the family as well. To raise a single child, it costs around 260 million won. If a couple cannot financially support their child, wouldn't that be tragic? Parents always want to provide the best for their child, and if financial difficulty does not allow them to, a domestic discordance will occur. Therefore, we believe that wealth is very important in marriage. Thank you.
Dear Prime Minister, any points of information at this point?
Before asking question, then we can ask 2 questions.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, our somebody's not working.
Just give it a minute. Give it that.
No, it's
One
not.
more time.
You can have my boss.
Okay. You should use that.
I'll just proceed with that.
Okay, all right. First, I want to check something in here. Our topic is about the marriage, but you said about the raising baby or something like that. Did you consider all things after the wedding in the information?
Well, when we define marriage, we define it as a family. So, and we think that family exemplifies the possibilities as well. And this possibility means a newborn. So, we believe that not only the couple, but baby as well.
And did you not only the ceremony in wedding, but also did you involve the other things? So if you involve other things, could you explain one more again what we have to consider in the marriage?
We're not insisting that wealth is the only thing that we should care about when we got married or after the marriage. We think we cannot ignore the wealth. So it's one of the essential things, and we think the things that we should care about marriage contains wealth and love and respect and faith and kind of thing.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let us proceed with the opening speech from the leader of the opposition. Leader, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, hi ladies and gentlemen, I am from Unknown. I will explain the cons in our topic. Actually, we didn't expect to be here, so there's no meeting here, but please. So I think when we think about the weird or economic or like that, and the opposite opinion will be just the mental things or in the mind is more important than economic. But this opinion is sick actually. So I want to say that some methods for economically for preparing the marriage. I learned from the marriage and family from our class. I saw some examples in here. For example, the one method is the more environmental wedding in here. So there's too much cost in when we prepare the ceremony. Well, and to prepare the wedding gowns or something like that, wedding gowns or wedding dress like that. But there's one method to save the money. If we make the dress in more environmentally like not the chemical fiber, just only use the fiber, it can waste on the trash. It can more save the money and they're more environmental because when we throw away, we don't have to pay any money for the waste and here. And the second is especially Korea, in Korean culture, there's too much cost for the coming to other families to throw the money, to give the money. But this time in ceremony there's the shortage. There's a shorten the way in here. So when we shorten the ceremony method like that, we can save the money in the ceremony. So that's why I want to say like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader of the Opposition. Points of information from government?
We think your focus was kind of neutral to us, so we want to ask you about what do you think about the whole marriage thing, about, well, not only for the ceremony, or about the marriage is not, the ceremony is just one day, and we are talking about the marriage, or it affects your whole life, so what do you think about it?
Your question is wrong. Actually, when I asked first, I asked what kind of marriage, what we have to consider in the marriage. Our marriage is only the ceremony and prepare something at here. You evolve the growing baby or something like that, but we just focus on the marriage ceremony and after the tree or something like that. Actually, this time there's too many. The youngs are considered about how to save the money, how do we have to shorten it. So shorten all the ceremony here. So we just only focus on that, the ceremony.
Anyone? So the government has no more questions. We will proceed to 30 seconds of discussion. Okay, now we will move on to rebuttals. The first rebuttal will be made by the member for the government. For the government, you have 2 minutes.
Well, I want to check one thing that the ceremony for marriage is not just one day. It's a whole. It is a start of a whole new chapter of your life, and it's also very important about marriage. And we better focus on the whole life about in marriage. So wealth is very important in marriage, and because we are living in a society of capitalism, we cannot ignore wealth, whatever you do, whenever you are. So wealth is very well, wealth is essential factors. Even you said wealth is not the most important factors in marriage or in the marriage ceremony, but these are saying that you should consider wealth and whether you're poor or rich. So it can be confusing that if the ceremony is not the only one day. We want to say that ceremony is the start of your new life, and in your life, the wealth should be considered as just one important part. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for the government, member for the opposition. We have 2 minutes to reply.
Yeah. This topic is marriage life is very important in money, right? Yeah. So of course I agree money is important in marriage life, but it is under 50% because the most important thing is understanding of effort. Even though there are a lot of money between man and woman, there exists divorce, a lot of divorce because different characteristics and they didn't understand each other. So most important thing is not money, and I would say understanding and adjust each other. And so what I want to say is why we live in our life, because marriage life is one a part of our life. Yeah. Because I want to say the reason why we live is to get happiness. Happiness, how can we get happiness? Through money? I don't think so. Between the relationship we can get happiness. So even though we don't have enough money, of course we can be hurt tough time, but we can overcome together. That even though we can't give our baby can teach good academic or high quality education, we can teach directly with children and with wife. So this experience will be cause our life more happy and right. So in short, I would say is money is already right. Money is important, but not most important thing. Effort and understanding and willing to overcome this hardship is more important. Okay.
Thank you. Now let us proceed to the closing remarks. Prime Minister, you have 2 minutes to make your closing statement.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to mention our current society. Today, the marriage rate is very low, and that's because it's very hard to get a job, and that leads to unable to make a lot of money. So, what I would like to say that is, not being able to marry causes unable to produce a baby, and seeing from the news, the population rate is going very low, and it will be even lower than we will expect. So, if the marriage, we are not saying that the marriage wealth is the only important thing, but however, as we can see in the society, wealth is extremely important. And yes, communication, and you said that we can teach our babies, but obviously there are limitations where we can teach our babies. And in Korea, all parents want to send our babies and child to college, and these college tuition are extremely expensive. And overall, if we can't marry someone we love, I don't think that really exemplifies happiness. Thank you. That concludes our statement.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Leader of the Opposition, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you for speaking. Our team, each member has the different ways. My teammates want to say the understanding of each other's, and I want to say the efficient way to save the money in the wedding. And the other team said about the honestly the total things in our life. So at first I didn't think of the new life, the wedding mean. So I thank you for the thing like that. So what we want to say is that the important thing in the marriage is communicating with each other. So with other people, by communicating, we can find a way to wedding more economically and understand each other, and we can make the plan for the babies like that. So sorry. So for starting new life, we have to actually the social environment in Korea is very hard because we have to spend a lot of money here. So that's why this topic is here. So, but for solving this problem, we have to change. For solving this problem, is actually economic is the method. Money is method, not the main thing in the marriage. So before that, the first thing we have to consider is the understanding of the people, and we have to change. It's better to change the social thinking here, but it's too hard. So before that, we have to consider the what the important thing in the wedding first, and then we can solve that problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader of the Opposition, and this concludes our final debate match. Thank you, everyone.